10 years ago, Kevin had made some very homophobic comments. And I'm not going to repeat what he said, because this is Atlanta.
When it's blue, make sure you like and subscribe and go follow me on Patreon. There's a link down below for that as well, and it's only $5 a month and you get extra video a week.
So long, fried rice. Hello, fried chicken. I love you, Dad!
Today I'm going to be reacting to Dave Chappelle, the N-word, and cancel culture.
Celebrity hunting season. Doesn't matter what I say, they're going to get everybody eventually. Like, look, I don't think I did anything wrong, but we'll see.
Immediately, that's how it is.
They even got poor Kevin Hart. Can you imagine such a thing? Kevin Hart, let me tell you something. It was Kevin Hart's dream to host the Oscars. That's what he told me. Now, I remember when he told me, because I was thinking to myself, well, that's an awfully strange dream for an African-American. Kind of nigga dreams of hosting the Oscars. Kevin did, that's who. And he did it. Against all the odds, Kevin became the most famous comedian this world has ever seen, and he got the job that only one black man before him had had. He was going to host the 80th Oscars. And I don't know what you know about Kevin, but I know Kevin Hart is damn near perfect. As close to perfect as anybody I've ever seen. In fact, Kevin is precisely 4 tweets shy of being perfect.
That's really cool of him to say.
10 years ago, Kevin had made some very homophobic comments. And I'm not going to repeat what he said, because this is Atlanta.
He can even be serious and still make it a joke.
You know
Very
what I
talented.
mean. I'm sure there's a lot of gay men here tonight with their wives.
Ooh.
Far be it from me to offend anybody. All right, I'll tell you what he said. But just remember, these are not my words. These were Kevin's words. It was a long time ago. And I'm paraphrasing because I'm not good at telling other people's jokes. Okay, Kevin said that if his little son was demonstrating or exhibiting homosexual behavior around the house, that he'd chastise him. He'd say, hey, that's gay. And then he said he would smash a dollhouse over that child's head. Ooh, the gay community was furious. And I don't blame them. I got a lot of gay friends. And all of them, 100% of them, all have told me fucking horror stories about the shit they had to go through just to be themselves. Crazy, crazy stories. And in all those stories, I gotta say, not one of them has ever mentioned anything like their father smashing a fucking dollhouse over their head. Because clearly Kevin was joking. Think about it. You would have to buy this nigga a dollhouse to break it over his head in the first place. Does that sound right? Is anybody gonna do that? The gay community was upset, and then they put so much pressure on the Academy of Motion Pictures and Sciences that they went to Kevin and said, if you don't apologize to that community, then you cannot host these Oscars. And then Kevin said, fuck it, I quit. And then he went on every talk show in America and apologized for 6 weeks.
Really? Oh no.
Kevin fucked up.
Since he's slowing down, I guess I'll wedge my reaction and opinion in there. I do know about what Kevin Hart said, and taking my opinion out of it, because this isn't about like my opinion, just reacting to Dave Chappelle. It's really, really funny how he's showing support for Kevin Hart and wanted to make that very clear. I mean, he even called him a perfect person, or 4 tweets shy from a perfect person. I guess showing that this is basically, in a sense, the only thing that makes him not perfect. But he's that shy from it. Which, how many of the people who got mad at him for, saying that are close to perfect? So he's really demonstrating his support for him at the same time discussing exactly what it was and still kind of technically giving a common ground for people who are in the LGBTQ community who would have been offended by it because, you know, they've shared horror stories about how hard it was basically growing up and even being able to be themselves, whereas everybody else, for the most part, gets to just do it. Even though he still acknowledged that, he was still successfully able to tell jokes and agree with Kevin.
Kevin fucked up. I understand the mistake you made because I've made the same mistake early in my career. This is many years ago, 15 years ago. It's when I was doing Chappelle's show. There's a, thank you. On network television, they have a department that's called Standards and Practices. This is the department that tells you what you can and cannot say on television. And if you're doing your job well, you should never hear from them. But if you're making Chappelle's show, you'll hear from these motherfuckers all the time. And remember, this is 15 years ago. I made a mistake. I didn't even know I had done anything wrong. I had written a sketch that had the word in it. So I had to go to Standards and Practices. They called me up. I don't know why they're calling me, but I like the lady that runs the department. She's usually really fair and was one of my favorite people I've ever worked with. So she sits me down. We have a nice conversation. She tells me, oh, the sketches are great. I go, oh, fantastic. Well, then why am I here? She said, because, David, there's no way that you can ever say the word on our network. I didn't know I did anything wrong. I didn't try to defend myself. I said, all right, fuck it, I'll take it out. Have a good afternoon. And as I was leaving, it occurred to me, hey, Renee, quick question. It's just a question. Seriously, I want to know, like, why is it that I can say the word nigga with impunity? But I can't say the word. And she said, because, David, you are not gay.
Oh, no.
I said, well, Renee.
Oh, God.
I'm not a either.
That's how it ends? Oh. Okay. Gosh, that is actually, for once, I saw that coming. The second she messed up, the second I was like, don't even finish the sentence, Renee, like, please don't. Okay, she did. And then here we go. What are you supposed to say to that? I mostly just thought that it was an amazing joke because it had an amazing point with it. It was something that was really, really laughable, but it was totally serious. Like, no, this is actually a real concern that you, like, messed up on. How could you possibly think that whether or not I was gay or not gay, that word is not okay because I'm not, but all of a sudden the N-word, especially with a hard R, is acceptable because I'm black. That makes no sense. There's so many black people out there who would still be uncomfortable with the word, especially with a hard R. So for you to just assume that, like, oh, let's protect this specific, I guess, area of people because you're not allowed to say that unless if you are, and you would just say, oh, well, if you're gay, you can make that joke. It's still not the same word. That's not even the same subject. You should not just assume, oh, it's okay because, you know, you're black. What even is that? That's so ridiculous. So I thought that it was a really good joke because he still managed to make me laugh. Like, oh, that's so funny because it's so real. Like, how insulting. So it's just weird that that would be allowed, especially by this girl who probably didn't even know what she was doing or thinking when she said it. And kind of just was like, oh, well, very innocently or ignorantly, however you took it, just blurted that out. Oh, well, because you're not gay. It's like, I immediately saw the issue. So, very odd that people think that way. I feel for Dave Chappelle and what he was saying. It makes total sense. But that's going to be it for today, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe and go follow me on Instagram and go check out my Patreon. There's links down below. Thank you so much for watching.